guys, it's Sheila with Paramount Properties here, and John Russell from Bishop Insurance was nice enough to stop by today and give us a few pointers on the insurance, and we found out some really interesting information today. So I just want to kind of have a little Q&A with you and
Sure.
maybe help out our clients and our future clients and people who already have insurance. You know, you want to check and make sure you have the right coverage. So there was a few different scenarios I had questions about today that the answers were surprising. So one of them was if a strong wind comes, blows off your roof, and the rain's pouring in, what kind of insurance is going to cover that? Flood or wind and hail?
That is wind and hail. If the procuring cause of any type of loss is wind, then anything that happens as a result of that would be part of that wind loss. So in that example, the wind blowing the roof off the house, water coming in, all that water damage that was done by the windstorm as a result of the windstorm blowing the roof off would be covered under wind. You would not need a flood policy in that case.
Okay, say you live in a neighborhood, the drainage system isn't working properly, or the rain is coming down and it's creeping up under your front door and causes damage. Is that flood? Is that your...
That is flood. Now, a lot of people think flood is only slow rising water from a creek, a bayou, the storm surge, and that's not the case at all. What you're seeing out in Houston, Texas a lot right now, what you're seeing in Baton Rouge last year, is a lot of these neighborhoods that are high and dry, that are miles from any body of water, but they get 8 inches of rain in an hour. In the case of Houston, 50 inches of rain over a couple of days. That's too much for any drainage system to really properly drain and get out. So that's the most common uninsured flood claims that are out there. It's not the creeks, it's not the bayous, it's not storm surge. The majority is neighborhood drainage systems not working properly, especially if you're in a new neighborhood that drainage system's never really been tested out. That's why I recommend, even if you're 20 miles from the water, get a flood policy, because any type of neighborhood you might be in could have drainage problems. Even if the neighborhood has good drainage problems and they haven't done maintenance on cleaning those drains out, 2 sticks can cause enough backup in a drain, or a metal pole could cause enough backup in a drain to where that causes the whole community drainage system to fail. And we had a case here in Gulfport earlier this year where about 30 houses got flooded with about a foot of water due to that exact scenario. Virtually none of them had flood insurance.
Another question, you live in a house, your kid turns on the water faucet to fill up the bathtub, walks away, gets busy, and it overflows, it's leaking through your ceiling, it's all over your floor. What kind of coverage do you need for that?
That would just be in your homeowner's policy. That's covered. That you don't need any special endorsement or anything for that. Same thing if, let's say, your AC system backs up, the water and AC drainage system backs up due to improper maintenance of cleaning the drain out, and that damages your house. That's covered. While the actual, if something happened with AC, that may not be covered because that may be a maintenance issue for that system. Any damage as a result of that system failing that happens would be covered under your normal homeowner's policy, subject to your regular homeowner's deductible. Bathtub overflowing. Now, what's a little different than that is the water backup and sewage overflow. Let's say you have sewage backup into your house. That's not covered on your typical homeowner's policy unless there is an endorsement. Make sure that you have a water backup and sewage overflow, or sewage backup, or septic backup coverage on your endorsement on your policy, because that will not be covered. A lot of people try to file claims due to a sewage backup in their home, and they're unable to because that endorsement wasn't on their policy. So we always try to include that on all of our policies. We typically do that at the minimum limit of $5,000 of coverage. However, you can purchase up to $25,000 of coverage for that endorsement. So.
Wonderful info. I appreciate that today.
Absolutely.
I learned something new today. I hope this helps you guys out. Speak with your insurance agent. Make sure you are covered. Call Bishop if you want to. I'm sure John will be able to answer any more of your questions. So I appreciate it.
Thanks for
very
having me.
much.
Yeah.
Thanks.